Hello everybody and welcome to my 99th VBA 2010 tutorial. This tutorial is going to show you how to use the GetOpenFilename in order to open up multiple files. So in order to use it, first of all I'm just going to create myself a object, so I'm going to call it my files. I'm going to declare it as a variant, which is just a kind of a variable type but isn't properly defined yet, and it's the default one. If you don't, you know that you can kind of declare variables in VBA without actually using this dim. This is what it will declare it as, but I like to declare them all, so I'm going to do it as a variant, and then what this means is I can assign it an array without actually having to say what's going to be in that array. So now when we do it, I'm going to use application.getOpenFilename. And what this does is it brings up the open dialog box and it passes an array of all the values into the my files. So then my files is going to be an array full of all of the information that I've got, all of the file names that I've selected in GetOpenFilename. I'm going to ignore these parameters, and the only parameter I'm going to use is the multi-select one. So multi-select colon equals, and I want to set it to true, and that just means they can select more than one workbook. So I'm now going to cycle through this array. So for each file in my files, next file, and for each one I'm just going to message box out file on screen just to show you what it looks like. So let's press play, and we're just going to select a few different workbooks, press open, and it's just going to cycle through them all and just show them to me. So you notice that it gives me the full path of each of the Excel files. And that is essentially how you use it. So it can be quite useful for getting people to select a file that you want to import, or as I'm going to show you now, I'm going to use it with my code I created in the last tutorial to select which files they want to combine together. So if I go into my sheet 1, I'm going to get rid of the file system object stuff. So let's get rid of those first two. And I'm going to keep my object file variable, and I'm going to for each, and we're going to need to change that. So let's just copy our code from here. So we'll do for each file in my files. So instead of going for all the files in the folder that we've used the file system object to look at, I'm going to go for each file in the my files, and then let's just copy this here as well and go into our sheet 1, and we'll put that in first. So now it's going to ask for the user to select the files they want to draw the data in from, and then it's going to go through them all and draw all the data in from them. So let's go to my sheet and just make sure it's got no data on it. So it hasn't, so that's great. And I'm going to press play in here, and I'm going into my folder 2, and I'm just going to bring through the first one, press open, and it's going to say objects required, and it's because I need to change all of these paths here. So we actually want to give that file. So let's press play again, just select one of these, open, and then when we go onto our sheet, it's brought through just the records from that one file that we selected. If I go back into my code again and let's rerun it, let's select these two and press open, and then look at our sheet, and it's brought through the data from just the 2, and then let's just test it with all 3 for kicks and giggles. So let's press play, select all 3, and open. and then view our sheet, and it's brought them all through. So that is quite a useful thing to do. So just bear in mind that you can do anything with those file names once you've got them. So people can use it for all kinds of things. And this is just kind of a couple of examples. What you've got to make sure though, I've missed one thing out in this code. So if I press play and then the user presses cancel, I'm going to get an error. So what I need to do after my GetOpenFilename is I want to do if my files equals false, then end if. And I just want to do exit sub. And so let's press play and then press cancel, and then it's not going to do anything. So if they press cancel, it's going to put that as just a Boolean variable that's value is false. We can use that to just check if they have done that. So that's going to be it for this tutorial, and it's also going to be it for working with other workbooks. In the next tutorial, I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do on that one yet, so I'll let you know at the start of that one. It will be a pleasant surprise for you. So thanks for listening, and I hope to catch you in the next tutorial, which is number 100. Woohoo!